franchise flag, all second flag. Belt this lady's flag. Hollywood is not just red carpets, Oscars, and glamorous parties. Behind the dazzling lights, on those seemingly harmless talk show sofas, lies a battleground where many stars have single-handedly sabotaged their own careers. Images they built over decades suddenly collapsed in front of millions of viewers, creating unforgettable moments. From controversial comments about American leaders to lighting a chair on fire right on set, and even getting into physical altercations with the hosts on air. Here is a list of 30 of the most iconic moments where stars destroyed their careers in a split second of poor judgment. Marlon Brando, calling out Hollywood's treatment of minorities. When people mention Marlon Brando, they immediately think of the powerful, enigmatic figure from The Godfather. However, in 1973, Brando shocked Hollywood when he appeared on The Dick Cavett Show. During this conversation, Brando didn't just voice his frustration about how Hollywood portrayed people of color, he expanded it into a broader critique of how American history had been distorted and how indigenous people were misrepresented. He spoke firmly about how education surrounding indigenous history had been ignored or rewritten. Don't think, or showing something that they don't feel, or kind of give the appearance of feeling something that they don't actually. I said that, didn't I? Yeah, but that's not acting. That is acting. He also criticized the harsh past actions of early settlers toward indigenous communities, describing them as relentless invaders. He said, "We were the most rapacious, aggressive, destructive, torturing, monstrous people who swept from one coast to the other, causing mayhem among the Indians." These statements not only shook the film industry, but also sparked an important public conversation about inequality in American society. Yet it is undeniable that such blunt remarks put Brando's career through turbulent times. Hollywood gradually distanced itself from him, turning down projects and reducing opportunities, leaving a legendary actor to face a difficult period in his career. This remains a lesson about the weight of truth and how one voice can challenge an entire industry. But it also raises a question. Can speaking out coexist with the cost one must pay in a world driven by power and profit? Another star faced a career-damaging interview storm, but in a completely different way. 2. Tom Cruise, the infamous couch jump. On May 23, 2005, during the Oprah Winfrey Show, Tom Cruise stunned the world by jumping on the couch in a burst of excitement over his relationship with Katie Holmes. It wasn't charming, it was a complete loss of composure. He even slapped the sofa and shouted, "Katie Holmes is the love of my life. Have you ever felt this way?" At that time, Tom Cruise was at the peak of his career, loved as Hollywood's ideal leading man. But that single moment turned his image into a public spectacle. Combined with his heated argument with Matt Lauer on Today Show about Scientology and mental health medication, Cruise became viewed as overly intense in the eyes of the public. Major studios became hesitant to work with him, worried about the controversies surrounding his behavior. He was no longer the clean-cut superstar the audience adored. Instead, he became the face of impulsiveness and extreme conviction, undermining a career he had built for decades. It was a shocking blow, not just for Tom but for all of Hollywood, where one impulsive gesture can dismantle an entire empire. From Hollywood's top leading man, Tom Cruise suddenly fell from grace, all because of one jump. Whether he could ever return to his former glory became a question with no clear answer. And the next story takes us to yet another celebrity downfall. Wendy Williams, the collapse after uncontrolled words. Wendy Williams was once one of the most prominent names in American talk shows, known for her sharp comments and unfiltered personality. But that very say-anything style ultimately pushed her career to the edge. The Wendy Williams Show became famous for bold opinions, open criticism, and calling out celebrities. She built a loyal fan base that admired her fearlessness. Yet, those same unrestrained remarks also caused tremendous backlash. In 2017, one of her most notorious incidents occurred when she made insensitive comments on air about the effects of harmful substances, mentioning celebrities who were struggling with these issues. When Wendy laughed while referencing figures like Whitney Houston and Paris Hilton, she angered viewers and put vulnerable stars into even more difficult positions. The backlash was swift and harsh. In 2018, she once again caused outrage when discussing celebrity relationships. Wendy openly exposed private matters of public figures, showing little regard for the sensitivity of their situations. Many guests on her show felt uncomfortable with her constant criticism and mockery of their personal lives. Wrote his songs, was arrested yesterday for allegedly beating up a woman that he was dating. They were at a party. There were a lot of people around who witnessed this, according to the woman. Her unresolved personal issues, paired with frequent thoughtless comments, gradually damaged her reputation. After years of public criticism, Wendy eventually had to pause her show to address her health and emotional well-being. But by then, the lack of self-control in her words had already cost her much of what she had built. Wendy Williams' story is a clear reminder that in an industry built on image and public perception, a single careless remark or action can undo an entire career. But her story is not the last. Another once celebrated figure also experienced a downfall no one expected. Madonna, the diva permanently banned by Piers Morgan. In 2011, Madonna made a controversial appearance on Piers Morgan Tonight. Although she was used to criticism and public scrutiny, no one expected this interview to become a turning point in her career. Unlike her usual polished, graceful conversations, this time Piers Morgan openly criticized Madonna on live television, sending a shock through her public image. The top one. Madonna was always the first one I banned. Why? Because she's so incredibly annoying. Piers Morgan, known for his direct and sometimes cutting interview style, not only called Madonna annoying and boring, but also confronted her about their long-standing tension. Their conflict had stretched over years, dating back to events like Cannes in the 1990s, where they had public disagreements. Morgan made it clear he was displeased with Madonna, firmly stating she would never appear on his show again. Well, one of the standout moments for me, the Grammy Awards, not the actual awards themselves, but this, Madonna, looking like she got the wrong date for Halloween. Well, now she's taken to Instagram. This struck a heavy blow to the diva persona Madonna had built for over 3 decades. Her image was no longer seen as that of a global pop icon, but rather someone with difficult attitudes and unresolved personal disputes within the entertainment industry. Although Madonna remained influential, it was undeniable that this appearance dulled some of her shine in the eyes of the public. This confrontation did not just cause friction between Madonna and Piers Morgan, it also led to criticism from various audiences. With Morgan's declaration of a permanent ban, he effectively ended any future public interaction between them. This forced Madonna to face a difficult truth. In show business, talent and success are not enough. Maintaining personal image is equally important. Up next, we look into another figure whose bold choices on live television also